We are live. Monday, March 4th. 7-game slate. It's got to go better than yesterday did, at least for me. How's your weekend been, Mr. West Coast?
It's been good. Saturday was pretty frustrating. Still kind of upset about how that went, but overall, had a real good time. Decided to stay in San Francisco for another week just because whenever you go to these live finals, like it's really fun, but you never really like get out. So
yeah,
I figured I flew across the country, and I'm not in any hurry to do it again. So while I'm here, I may as well just stay and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, your time is just taken up by like lots and lots of booze and anxiety.
Pretty much
at the final. So
yeah, I mean, over the weekend, like I left the hotel to go to dinner on Friday, and I left the hotel to go to like the Giant Stadium for the live final. But other than that, like I was in the hotel.
How was the weather at the stadium? Like, did you walk around
we
the
were
stadium
inside,
at all or anything?
I mean, I saw the stadium. Obviously I saw the stadium. I was in the stadium, but like walking through, like you could see the field and everything. So like I got some pictures.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we were inside, so it didn't matter.
I didn't know if you were like wandered around or anything, or how like if you were out on the field or anything crazy.
Yeah.
Been sweet.
No, they just had like a giant suite rented out.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, so 7-gamer today. Let's hit the normal stuff. NBA strategy is the promo code. 50% off your first month with us. Any month you choose, or any month, any package you choose, including Fantasy Cruncher. If you want to check us out, awesemo.com, NBA strategy, one big word. And we are brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. EMAC told me I should just type this up in the Excel sheet that I have open every night, but you know, it seems just easier to type it every day. Go to bit.ly/awesemo. You can get $10 on your first $10 deposit, 20 on 100, 50 on 200. Thrive is a new DFS site based on player props. They give you a list of 20. You got to pick your favorite 10. You're picking whether someone's going to go over or under points, rebounds, assists. Everybody's got different categories, and there's different points associated with them. At some point in time this week, Adam and I will start our head-to-head contest. Thrive is going to put that on for us. Winner gets a t-shirt. So I'm going to be getting a new Thrive t-shirt when all of this is said and done.
There is zero chance of you winning this.
Oh, come on. That's a terrible line. If you give me good odds, I'd bet against myself. But 0% is not happening. I'm taking this home. You ready to do this? 7:30 start, everybody. So you get the extra half hour. 4:30 lock if you're Adam, which is weird as shit. West Coast people, man, it's a completely different game. It's a completely different everything.
Yeah, I never thought I would wake up at 4 a.m. and just be like ready to go, like at my desk doing DFS work.
Yeah, you are going to be in a world of hurt when you get back.
Yeah, it's going to be miserable.
That jet lag is going to be something fierce.
Yeah, right now it's not bad because like I'm still DFS helps stay on like East Coast time, obviously.
Yeah.
So I still feel like I'm on East Coast time. Like by midnight, I'm just ready to like crash if I haven't already. But I assume that over the next week, that's going to go away. And then, yeah, going back East is going to be terrible.
Yes, it is. Well, speaking of being in the East, let's talk about the first game up. The Brooklyn Nets are hosting the Dallas Mavericks. 114.75 implied total for the Nets. 109.25 for the Mavs. Everybody's price on DraftKings for the Nets is more advantageous outside of, I guess, Kuruks. Is there anybody that you want to get to with any volume from Brooklyn now that everybody is essentially healthy, save for Travion Graham? We've got 4 guys on DraftKings that have greater than 10% expected ownership. So what are you liking from Brooklyn?
The $8,000 price tag on Russell on DraftKings I think is fine. I don't really see getting to him on FanDuel. Same goes for $5,000 for Dinwiddie if he's playing 24 minutes. Dinwiddie's still not really exciting, but Russell at $8K I think is at a price point now where obviously his minutes have been down the last few games, and that has coincided with Dinwiddie coming back. But it's also just been a stretch of kind of blowouts for Brooklyn. Like the game against Washington was not a competitive game. They got their asses kicked by the Heat on Saturday. So I still think that you can project around 30 to 32 minutes really for Russell. And with the price tag dropping, there's still some upside there.
I'm barely getting anything to pop up here. I don't know if it's just the low total or the fact that like everybody's missing, 2 minutes of what they were playing a week and a half ago. I'm finding it really difficult to get to any single piece of this game except for one. How many minutes do you think Kuruks plays today if Travion Graham is indeed out? He is doubtful as of right now.
Low 20s, low to mid 20s.
Okay, I gave him 26. I feel a little nervous about that. Maybe 24 is probably the more likely scenario.
That's where I was at.
Okay. Did you give Hollis Jefferson 18 or 20, something in that neighborhood?
No, I gave him like 12.
Interesting. Okay. Kuruks was the only guy that I thought was like a potential value play if he's out, or if Travion Green is out.
I have absolutely nothing from Brooklyn on FanDuel, by the way.
I completely agree. They're barely in play on DK for me.
Yeah. Which I'm playing FanDuel now again, so I can actually talk about that a little bit better.
There you go. Yeah, look, everybody's too expensive on FanDuel, and nothing looks great on DK. There are too many other positive games for really bad defenses on this slate, so I don't have anything else to say about Brooklyn.
Nope, me neither.
Yeah, I'm 18% expected ownership on Russell right now, 13 on Allen, 13 on Levert, 11 on Dinwiddie. It feels really easy to not be on those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, the Russell one I'm fine with, but the rest, I don't think I get there.
18% in that scenario feels really high. I mean, I get it. There is upside in that price tag.
Yeah, and obviously haven't made lineups, but I wouldn't think that I come in like over that on Russell, but I could see getting into that ballpark.
Right. Okay. Well, then let's go to Dallas. Pace up spot. Not a great implied total. It's third lowest as of right now. We've got 9,800 on FanDuel, 91 on DK, and $43 on Yahoo. How much do you like your boy?
Love him.
Yeah, he looks. I really like him on FanDuel.
Yeah,
and I'm very positive about him on DraftKings. 20% expected ownership. I will likely be over that number. Let's see, what did I get before? Yep, I had 30 on my first crunch. Hard not to like him. He's fantastic. You did not play him on Saturday, correct?
Correct.
How did it end up? I can't remember.
What'd you say?
It was average game for him? I don't remember anything.
Yeah, I think so. He started out really slow, and then he kind of got it together. But yeah, I mean, he was the mid range on Saturday was just super cheap, and then you had obviously like Jokic, Westbrook, and LeBron, and then you had Luka at like the highest price point of his career. So it was just like impossible to get there, even though I tried.
Yes, you did. We need to talk about the chalk in this game. 6,300 on FanDuel, 52 on DK, $16 on Yahoo. How many minutes do you have Dwight Powell projected for, and do you like him?
36, and yes, I do.
Okay, so I need to reevaluate. I did all my stuff last night, and it felt weird, like just projecting minutes, projecting guys. I need my information in the morning. Breaking myself free from my schedule made me significantly worse at putting this shit together. 36. That's a
36.
lot of minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, but it's what he's playing.
36 feels high.
He played 32 against Memphis. He didn't play the final 8 minutes of the game because it was a 30-point game or 30-point game.
Sure. Okay. I bumped up to 32. I want to see where that impacts me. I'm basically right around the field now. I mean, he's too cheap for what he has been doing. And a spot for him against Brooklyn should be good. I have no qualms with any part of it. 29% expected ownership on DraftKings and 30 on FanDuel. Any problems there?
No, not at all. Seems like I would guess that I'm over that. I would assume that he's one of my highest owned plays on the slate, especially actually on either side because he's I think a power forward on FanDuel.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah. Oh nope, that's DraftKings. I messed up what I was looking at.
I mean, I have it here. Yes, power forward.
Yeah. So yeah, I would assume he's one of my highest owned players on both sides.
Yeah, it's really easy to get to that $6,300 tag on a power forward on FanDuel, and 5,200 just clearly fits in any way you want it to on DK. No problem with it. I have bumped his minutes up a little bit, so I feel a little bit better. I would not be surprised if the bottom falls out of those minutes, though.
I would. I mean, it's 4 games in a row now. We've seen these minutes, and he's playing well.
When I say falls out, I don't mean like he falls to 22, but it wouldn't shock me if they recalibrated and it just lands at 30 for the next week and a half.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be the craziest thing.
Yeah. You never know when Maxi's going to soak up more. You never know when they're just going to play Dirk for 30 instead of low 20s. Because, of course, he should be playing. I don't get it.
He's still 3,200 on DraftKings, too.
Yeah, he's a viable punt play today, which should not be the case.
Yeah, DraftKings pricing on these guys is just wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like FanDuel, obviously we like Luka, we like Powell, but then on guys like Hardaway, Brunson, Dirk, they have them a little bit overpriced to where I don't think I really get much. But on DraftKings at 3,200 for Dirk, at 3,800 for Brunson, and at 5K for Hardaway, like those are all secondary options.
You just named the 3 guys that I was about to pitch to you. I like Hardaway quite a bit. I'm okay with Jalen Brunson. He's getting a little bit of Brunson's at 15%, Hardaway's at 7%. Obviously, a little bit of a price difference from a tier perspective, but I'd rather have Hardaway than Brunson. I like them. I'll have them both, and I'll even have a couple shares of Old Man Dirk.
Yeah.
Do you know why they're playing him more?
He had to have asked.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense, right?
He probably saw Dwayne Wade getting his 26 minutes and got jealous.
Maybe not. Maybe he just wants to play. I don't know if it's so much jealousy, but I know where you're going with it.
I mean, it's probably it's his last year. They're not playing for anything. He wants to play basketball a little bit more.
Yeah, he's probably just you know what? Playing with Luka probably be fun. Can you give me 20? Sit out on back-to-backs or something.
Right. Yeah. He's probably back there lobbying for Porzingis to play the final game of the season or something too.
Oh, that would be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Man, that would be really awesome. I wonder if there's no way they would do it, right?
0 chance. Better chance of them doing that than you winning the Thrive thing, but other than that, it's not going to happen.
Good for you. That was good. That was good. Okay. I don't have anything else here. In terms of just overall volume out of this game, Luka and Powell are probably the guys that are closest to the top of the list for you.
Yeah, no question. And then on DraftKings, value guys like Brunson and Dirk are fine. Hardaway is okay. FanDuel, I doubt that I really get to those guys at all.
Okie doke. Moving on. Miami Heat are hosting the Atlanta Hawks. Do we have a line on this? Because I know that I made that up. All right, we still don't have a line. I put in Miami by 11, 118 to 107. Should be in that neighborhood. Goran Dragic, questionable. Hassan Whiteside, questionable. Obviously, both of those pieces are incredibly relevant. I have them both in right now because who the hell knows? This is a massive pace-up spot for Miami. It is a massive good matchup from a defensive standpoint. It's really hard to not want to have a lot of Miami. I have Whiteside and Dragic in, and I still like some of these guys. If those guys are out, I'm going to like even more. Their prices on FanDuel are fantastic, save for Dwayne Wade, who is significantly better on DK. So let's just start from the top down. Are you thinking Whiteside plays?
I have him out right now, but again, no idea. I just don't have the guys in that didn't play on Saturday.
Sure. I like Whiteside quite a bit if he plays. I've got him in for 26 minutes right now. 7,500 on FanDuel, 6,800 on DK. He's someone that I'm going to focus on if he is able to play. I also sort of like Goran Dragic a little bit on FanDuel, 5,300. I've got him in for 26 minutes right now if he plays. Again, this is all sort of up in the air, but I think that he would largely go overlooked throughout the day. And again, this is a really nice spot. What do you want from Miami?
Yes, I mean, if Whiteside or Dragic play, I think that they're both perfectly fine. If they're out, then obviously Bam and Olynyk are still the two like huge priorities for me. You should get around 32 minutes from Bam. You should get around 32 minutes from Olynyk, with him getting some of the minutes as the backup center, which is something that he hadn't been getting this year. So love both of those guys if he's out. And then Dwayne Wade, the DraftKings price especially, I like. If Whiteside's out though, Wade has like a 31% usage rate without Whiteside on the floor. So I even think he's a decent player on FanDuel if Whiteside sits, but obviously better on DraftKings, like you said. Just no problem with Winslow, Richardson, or Waiters. Like this whole team is viable,
Yeah.
but I would prioritize whoever is starting in the front court.
Oh, absolutely. Bam for 5,500 on FanDuel if Whiteside is out is going to look fantastic.
Yeah, he's my top play from Miami on FanDuel if Whiteside's out.
Right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Wade for 5K on DK cannot be overlooked. He's at 20% ownership right now. I totally understand why that is. Just a really good spot. It also feels like the type of game that Dwayne Wade would sit out of, but who knows? I don't expect that. But anybody else you want to talk about? We've got Winslow getting 12% ownership on FanDuel. Richardson's at 10 on DK. Do you have anything else here?
On FanDuel at 3,800, I don't hate the idea of punting with Derek Jones if Whiteside and Dragic are out.
Yeah.
He played 26 minutes last game. I don't think that is the norm because he did get blowout run there, but it is such a good matchup, and it's a matchup that I think he in particular can really take advantage of, just the pace of this game and the opportunities in transition. So on FanDuel where you can drop him if he does bad, I don't have a problem with it.
I'm with you. Let's talk Atlanta. Where'd that tab go? There we go. So Prince doubtful, Collins questionable. Prince is not hurt, birth of a baby, so he's there. Like it's not as if he's limited. He's either just in attendance or not in attendance. You expecting Collins to play today?
I have him out.
Okay. I have him in for right now. So again, we can get both sides of the coin here. 9,200 on FanDuel, 9,300 on DraftKings, $38 on Yahoo. I think they put Trae Young at a price where I'm just going to skip out on that.
I am not paying more money for Trae Young against Miami than for Luka against the Nets.
Nope. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a really, really tough sell. Pricing between these sites right now is insane. So if John Collins plays, 8K on FanDuel, 7,100 on DraftKings, I have no interest. Dwayne Dedmon is $600 cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DK. Kent Bazemore is $500 cheaper. I don't know what they're doing there. DeAndre Bembry is $1,100 cheaper on DraftKings. Alex Len is $300 cheaper on FanDuel. 4 of these guys are just wildly different across sites. So how do you want to manage the rest of Atlanta? I assume if you have Collins out, that Dedmon on FanDuel and Alex Len on FanDuel, ignoring DraftKings for now, but they look fine either way, have to be grading out really well for you.
Dedmon, not so much. Len is. I have Len with 26 minutes. I have Dedmon with 28.
Okay.
So Dedmon at 5,800, I don't really get much of, but Len at 3,700, obviously, like punting the center position is never really something I want to do, but at least with Alex Len, if he gets the minutes, he should be very productive. So it's not just like you're punting with a guy with no upside. So if Collins is out, I like Len a lot. Even with the attractive prices on FanDuel, though, like Bazemore comes in as a good play, but nothing special. I have him at 28 minutes. It's kind of just like whatever I get. The only guy that's actually grading out well is Alex Len.
I get a ton of Bazemore. He is the chalk play right now. Second most ownership on well, tied for first. 3 guys at 30. Powell, Bazemore, and Gilgeous-Alexander. So I understand it. It's similar for me. It makes me want to see who else is in that area to pivot off of because it just seems high. What about Bembry for 3,500 on DraftKings? You like that as a punt?
No, not really. I mean, I have him at 24 minutes. I have him at like 19 points. So, like, sure, it can work, but I think I'm going to be able to find better plays.
Would you rather have him or Dirk?
Dirk.
What did you say? 24 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I flattened out like that entire group because like you have BJ Johnson playing, you have Alex Poitras picked up 26 minutes last game. You have, Anderson's in the rotation, Carter's playing still. I didn't give anyone on this team more than 28 minutes except for Trae Young.
Okay. Might be a team that I need to take a closer look. Yeah, I have Young at 34. Could have been 36, but Adams is going to be getting even more time now. I'm not sure what to do there.
I don't know that Adams is actually going to get more time. Like all of his minutes last game were without Trae Young.
Yeah, like I have them at 34 and 12, and then a cursory 2 minutes going to Point Bembry just in case. But I think I could walk that back.
Yeah, and just to kind of double back on Trae Young, on DraftKings, I do have him as a positive play. It's just that in the context of other options, like I would much rather play Luka. So I would expect that I have some percentage of Trae Young. It's just that he's nowhere near, like, it's because I'm playing so many lineups. If I were like in the $700 championship on DraftKings today, I would not anticipate I have Trae Young in, a lineup where I'm actually like hand building and prioritizing guys.
Yeah, I hear you there. Okay. Do you want to touch on anything else in this game?
I do not.
That'll work. Moving on. Hit that like button, people.
Seems like Poitras on FanDuel again as a punt isn't the craziest thing.
Yeah, no problems there. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Not like that's not like it's a high recommendation. I just wanted to point it out because he's like 3,500 and played 26 minutes last game.
Yeah. San Antonio Spurs hosting the Denver Nuggets. 114.5 implied total for the Spurs. 113.5 for the Nugs. Spurs defense, yucky. Nugs, pretty good. Start on the San Antonio side. And what a fall from grace for Aldridge and DeRozan. Like, if you started this season, or if you just showed me their prices for this particular day 4 or 5 months ago, I'd be like, oh man, we are smashing Aldridge and DeRozan today. And now it's just like, yeah, I could have some, but I don't really care one way or the other. Do you have a different outlook? Do you like Aldridge and DeRozan here?
I love Aldridge.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. The minutes have been back. I have him for 36 minutes here. He played last game, if I remember right. There was one game, one of the last 3 games, he lost minutes to a blowout. But 35 minutes last game, 39 against Detroit, 37 against Brooklyn. Yeah, I mean, the usage is still there. He's been relatively productive in 2 of those last 3 games, which I only point out because we did see him go through a stretch of just really poor performances where we were concerned he was injured or something like that. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It's not a great matchup, but he's 7,700 on DraftKings. And assuming this game does stay competitive throughout and you get around 36 minutes from him, I think that's a really nice price tag.
Yeah, I have him in for 34. I probably want to give him 36. So how many minutes have you given to Jakob Poeltl?
27.
Okay. Bertans?
20.
Okay. So how do you feel about DeRozan? Same price on DraftKings.
Yeah, I have him as a positive play, but I have him projected for 6 points less than LaMarcus Aldridge. So
6?
Yeah, I have DeRozan at 40. I have Aldridge at 46.
Wow, that is a sizable gap.
Yeah.
Okay.
DeRozan, looking at DraftKings pricing right now, I have DeRozan as my 4th favorite play on the Spurs, behind Aldridge, White, Poeltl, and then DeRozan.
Okay. Ooh, all right. White I like at 4,900 on DraftKings. Kind of hard to not do that. So you must like Poeltl a ton at 4,100.
I have him behind Aldridge and behind White. I have him for 26.5 points.
Okay. Surprised he's starting now.
I'm surprised it took this long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it seems like a weird time to make that change.
Yeah. I actually do probably need to adjust Aldridge a little bit just because he's not playing center.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, he's still playing center, but he's not playing center as much.
Right.
He has played 168 minutes alongside Pirtle this season. He's averaged about a fantasy point per minute. His rebounding percentage is still at 15.4%, though.
That's pretty nice for a 4.
Yeah.
Any interest on anybody here on FanDuel?
Aldridge.
Sure. Yeah, if I I didn't want that to come off that like I didn't like Aldridge. I do. I'm basically right around the field. Same for DeRozan. I didn't have anybody standing out here. Everything that I'm getting seems to just follow right in line with the public.
Yeah. Yeah,
Aldridge on Yahoo looks really nice at $31 compared to DeRozan at $36.
Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, so I mean, I dropped Aldridge a little bit, so now I have it like 44 on DraftKings. Not even that, because I basically just took his rates with Pirtle, which I'm not convinced is like the best way to do it, but it did. I liked that it lowered his projection a little bit, so
sure.
I'm still going to be getting plenty of him with him projected for 44 points, I would think.
You want to touch on anybody else from San Antonio?
No. On FanDuel, Aldridge is like the only guy that I have as an above average play, and then I have Pirtle and White as basically neutral.
Okay. Let's talk Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, 11-2 on FanDuel, 10-3 on DK, $50 on Yahoo. I like Jokic quite a bit here.
He's dead to me.
Adam had Jokic in the live final, just in case anybody wants to know why he's dead to him.
Averaged like 2.5 points per minute, but couldn't play more than 22 minutes.
You playing him tonight?
Yeah, of course.
I love him on FanDuel at 11-2. I love him on DK at 10-3. I don't even mind him at $50 on Yahoo. I
like him much less.
You like him much less where?
On FanDuel. Just really? Because of the opportunity cost combined with the very expensive price tag. But he grades out really well for me on DraftKings.
I would say that I'm relatively neutral, depending on the site. I mean, if I'm going to be if I'm going to be spending the money on FanDuel, I don't mind that it's Jokic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. It's just like I think I will have significantly more on DraftKings.
Okay. Yeah, he's been playing really well. The price tag is there that he could really shatter it. So he is pretty clearly the guy that I want the most out of the Denver side.
Yeah. I'm looking at my center rankings on FanDuel right now, and I guess, yeah, I mean, FanDuel, the pricing is just tougher. Like, I still have Jokic as my number 4 center when you factor in price, and the guys ahead of him are, Len, Mitchell Robinson, and then Okafor if I assume that Davis is out. So it's not like there's anyone there that is an actual like guy that I feel good about.
Okay. Yeah, like, I assume you're certainly not upset when you see Jokic pop up on a FanDuel lineup.
Right. Yeah. Like, my point was, it's not like it's a slate where you have like a Karl Anthony Towns and a Vooch and, some really good mid-range center.
Right. Okay. Any interest in Paul Millsap? Because I see him as completely irrelevant.
His price tag on FanDuel is absurd.
Yes.
On DraftKings, it's less absurd, but I'm still not really getting there.
Okay. I continue to get a little bit of Jamal Murray every day. 6,900 on FanDuel, 6,100 on DK. Do you have any interest in Murray? Yeah,
Murray and Barton both come out as like completely neutral plays for me, where I'll probably end up getting some, but they won't be a priority for me.
Okay. Then is there anybody else for Denver?
No.
I didn't think so. I hate this team. I mean, I love this team. It's just like, it's an embarrassment of riches. They're like the good version of Miami and Brooklyn.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
There's a couple teams in the league right now that are just like, Miami and Brooklyn are comparable in that they are deep, like solid teams across the board. Then the Nuggets are like the best version of that, and then the Knicks are like the worst version of it.
Right, and the Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawks are weird. The Hawks are just a weird team. I feel like they don't exist, and yet I feel like they're on every slate. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
Speaking of
different than the Knicks.
garbage,
And I'm actually happy when they're on slates though.
the Knicks or the Hawks?
The Hawks.
Oh yeah, I hate when the Knicks are on a slate, so
Yeah,
can't wait to talk about that one. Oh, I accidentally have the Knicks as 13-point favorites against Sacramento. That's typed
huh.
in correctly. Wait, where is that game?
Sacramento.
Oh, I don't know why I typed it like I did. Yeah, that's let's fix that. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, pause quick. Oh, okay, got it. Well, it was hanging out there, and I didn't know how long I was just gonna sit here thinking, like, is this sneeze coming anytime soon? Alrighty, Phoenix Suns hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. 106 implied total for the Suns. That is dead last on the slate. 114 for the Bucks. I guess we'll start on the Phoenix side. Pace up spot. That's a benefit, right?
I guess.
8,700 on FanDuel, 7,800 on DK, $36 on Yahoo. It makes me uncomfortable, but I really like Devin Booker.
Yeah, I like the 7,800 on DraftKings quite a bit.
Yeah.
He shoots threes, which is always a plus going against Milwaukee. He has the ball in his hands a lot, which isn't the best against Milwaukee. But the price tag coming down to account for this matchup, especially at 7,800 on DraftKings, like 87 on FanDuel isn't quite as appealing. But again, pricing on FanDuel is just sharper anyway, so it's fine. But the 7,800 on DraftKings seems really nice, especially if he's going to be lower owned than D'Angelo Russell.
He's at 13% right now. Russell is at 18. I would just much rather have Devin Booker in that scenario.
Yeah, I have them as comparable.
If I get any DeAndre Ayton, I don't mind. I don't really love the idea of it here, but he's grading out fine for me. Similarly, what do you think of Kelly Oubre, who is $1,800 cheaper on DraftKings than FanDuel?
He's grading out pretty well for me on DraftKings. It scares me because of the matchup, but yeah. I mean, 5,900 for a guy that is. I mean, it's a spot where he should play a bunch of minutes for defensive reasons. He's been playing minutes anyway, but there's so many long guys for him to defend on Milwaukee that I think, if Phoenix does things like take matchups into account, I mean, it's not like they're trying to win games, so it might not matter. But it would profile as a game where you could actually get a couple of extra minutes for Oubre. But even if he just plays like 31 or 32, he's a high enough upside guy that I don't have a problem with him.
Okay. What about Bridges, 3,800 on DK?
Sure.
Would you rather have Bridges or Dirk?
I think I have them like identical.
Okay.
I have Bridges at 22.6 DraftKings points. I have Dirk at 22.3.
Yeah, there's like bits and pieces here. I mean, Booker for me is just solid across the board.
I'd rather have.
I think you could work in a couple of these guys though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a team where I pay attention to rules and I try not to like overload my teams with tons of Oubre and Jackson at the same time and stuff like that.
Right. Do you have anybody else standing out for you from Phoenix?
Nope.
All right. So we go to Milwaukee. 12-2 on FanDuel, 11-5 on DraftKings, $54 on Yahoo. How do you want to manage Giannis here today? And I guess everything that we say about Giannis is probably just going hand in hand with LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary because it's Giannis and we don't know exactly what they're doing with his minutes. It's a 3-4 also at Phoenix. Like, it's such an easy spot for them to limit him in game or rest him or something. But at the same time, they had said that the plan moving forward was not to do that. He played 32 minutes last game. He played 32 on the front half of the back-to-back as well. So, I mean, I have him in for 32 minutes. I get him as a good play here. I prefer LeBron, but I think that will be very common. So it's risky, and I wouldn't go there in cash games. But in tournaments, I certainly think there's some appeal for Giannis.
Yeah, I like him quite a bit on FanDuel. I went through everything. How many minutes do you have him playing?
32.
Okay. Yeah, I went to 34, and I feel uncomfortable about it.
Yeah. I also hate myself for not playing him in the live final. Not that it even like crossed my mind, but like
Right.
it would have been such a. I think he was 0% owned.
Would have been satisfying, that's for sure.
The best point per minute player in basketball was 0% owned.
What do you think the chances are that he plays 34 minutes if he's playing in this game? And I'm not asking for like a legitimate percentage either. Just like
no, I mean just thinking through it though. So obviously we're not going to predict a blowout, but that's a thing that can happen.
Yeah.
So that would be one way that he doesn't get 34 minutes. He's played 32 in each of his last 2 games. So the most obvious way he doesn't get there is he just doesn't get there.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty unlikely.
Okay.
I think if you're making like ceiling projections on everyone, then 34 minutes is fine because you don't want to under project Giannis. But if you're going with some sort of a median projection, then going 34 on Giannis is probably high.
Okay. That'll work. He's so damn good. 1.82 FanDuel points per minute over the last 30 days.
He basically played Rudy Gobert off the floor.
Yeah. Did you? So, Laffy and I talked about that last night on the early bird. Did you look at like the box score of that game by any chance?
I mean, I looked at like Popcorn Machine.
Okay. I'm going to pull it up again just because that was, goddamn, what day of the week?
Saturday.
Yeah. I'm bringing it up again just because I've never seen a box score like that before.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll get there. So, in 20 minutes, Rudy Gobert, who I think we would agree is the best player on the Jazz, right? At least him and Mitchell.
Yeah.
He was minus 36 in 20 minutes, and the Jazz won by 4.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
How often does something like that happen? Where
what was Favors like plus 50?
Plus 29.
Yeah.
And Korver was plus 30. Rudy Gobert and Ricky Rubio both played 20 minutes, minus 26, minus 36. Rudy Gobert was 1 for 8 from the line.
Wow.
I've never seen a situation like this where someone can get so brutalized, play terrible, play 20 minutes, get beat about as bad as someone can get beat in 20 minutes, and the team wins. To offset a minus 36 from Rudy Gobert, like, what do you think the final of that game is if I tell you that Rudy Gobert goes minus 36 in 20 minutes?
Oh, I assume the Bucks win by like 25 points.
Right.
It's like they were for a while.
Yeah. To flip that is just, it's so hard for me to even, I just assumed it was wrong when I first looked at it.
That game was just weird too, because like half watching it at the live final, it was like, you looked and it was like, oh man, Milwaukee might blow out the Jazz. And then you looked again and it was like, oh, the Jazz might blow out Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like it just like completely switched.
Tale of 2 games. Anyway, I just had to point it out because like I said, I've never seen a box score like that with such a high-end player getting absolutely shellacked and still winning.
Yeah.
All right. Is Eric Bledsoe still just a fantastic play, or is something broken for me?
Nope, he's still a really good play, I think.
Okay.
Especially 6,500 on DraftKings.
Yeah. I'm just as happy on either side. It's just fantastic.
And I mean,
playing well, everything looks good.
If you're a narrative person, that doesn't hurt either.
No, revenge narrative here for Eric Bledsoe if you want it.
Yeah,
is he the best play on Milwaukee?
I have Giannis ahead of him, but not by a lot.
Okay.
And yeah, like we make fun of narratives all the time, but if I were to try and like pick and choose which revenge narratives are real, I would guess this one probably is.
Yeah. Oh man. What was this tweet? When he was at like the hair salon?
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
it was very straightforward.
I was at the hair salon with my girl. Come on, man. I'm also fine with Middleton, but I greatly prefer Bledsoe.
Yeah, I'm fine with Middleton and Brogdon, but there's a drop for me after Bledsoe and after Giannis.
Yeah.
I'm also fine with Connaughton and Lopez, but same thing.
And we still haven't named the guy that I'm most fine with. What do you think of Mirotic at 4,900?
I have him behind 6 guys on this team.
Okay, I have him ahead of Brogdon and ahead of Lopez. And
How many
ahead
minutes?
of Ilyasova.
How many minutes?
Is 27 minutes too much?
I'm at 24, but I'm not super confident in that.
Played, like, obviously I know that Brogdon and Bledsoe were both out. Played 27 minutes in the most recent game.
Yeah. He started, though.
Sure. He should be playing 27 minutes.
Yeah. I'm going to give him 26 just because
isn't the goal to get him to be playing 26 to 28 minutes, right?
You would think, yeah. And from a roster and just from a lineup standpoint for me, I know if I project him for 24, I'm going to get like 0. And if I project him for 26, I'm still not going to get a lot.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have some exposure to Mirotic here.
Yeah, in this most recent game, DJ Wilson played 16 minutes. I assume that he doesn't see the floor. Isaiah Cannon played 10. He's no longer on the team.
Speaking of dead to me.
Yeah. Speaking of alive, is Pau going to play here today by any chance? Is he going to play at all? Is he just there to hang out?
If he plays at all, it would probably just be like the Ilyasova minutes, right?
There's no he should not play a second for this team, right?
No.
And I have no, if you want Pau Gasol to be the 15th man on the team, I'm all for it. I'm sure it's great for the locker room and everything, but
I think it's a good depth signing too. Like if their entire front court got hurt, you can do worse than Pau. But he shouldn't play.
I can't imagine who I would want to put him in ahead of.
Yeah, no, I meant literally like if DJ Wilson, Ilyasova, Lopez.
Okay. Okay. This is I really like this game, and I shouldn't.
No, it's a good game. I love games like this where there's like a big spread, but it favors the road team, and it for one reason or another, it's an appealing spot for both teams. For Milwaukee, it's because they're facing a god awful defense. For Phoenix, it's because they're getting a pace up spot. Because what happens is when this game stays close, you normally get a final score that's like, the implied totals right now are 124 to 111. But you'll get a final score like 124 to 120 or something.
Yeah. And
people kind of shy away from it because it's a 13-point spread. So, yeah, I love games like that in tournaments. Yeah, on DraftKings, I have 7 guys from the Bucks projected as better than neutral plays.
I have 6. What, do you have Ilyasova or Connaughton?
Connaughton.
How many minutes did you give him?
27.
Okay, we need to have a conversation. Where is he getting 27 minutes? I'm not even in the ballpark of that. I'm fully 10 short, and I don't know if maybe I just have a typo in here or something. That or you're projecting 255 minutes.
Do you still have Brown out?
Yes. How many minutes did you give to Tony Snell?
20, 22.
Okay. Brogdon?
30.
Middleton?
32.
Okay, so I have 31 and 33 there. So just it's an extra minute. I brought Giannis down to 32. Ilyasova?
12.
Okay, so I have 19 on Ilyasova.
Okay, yeah, no. Connaughton's played at least 25 now in 4 straight games.
Yeah. Trying to see.
Ilyasova, I have basically just getting some backup 5 minutes and not even all of them.
Who's filling out the backup 5 minutes for you then after Lopez?
Mirotic / Giannis.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Let's move Mirotic.
Could be DJ Wilson, but that's not what I projected.
Nope, that is not how you type that number in, Josh. 9. There we go. All right, I've got him up to 22 now. God, that still doesn't move the needle. I dropped Ersan Ilyasova to 14. Bledsoe, I assume you have 30 or 31.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah, I have 32. So I'm just giving by giving Giannis, Bledsoe, Middleton, Brogdon like that extra minute. It's the 4 that should be going to Connaughton for me. So
Yeah,
something I'll
no,
have to take a look at. I can clearly give away a minute or two from Bledsoe because he's popping up like fucking crazy.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, so for me, and looking at the DraftKings pricing, I have Giannis and Bledsoe as like really good plays, and then a drop to Middleton as the next best play, and then basically identical values on Brogdon, Mirotic, Lopez, and Connaughton.
all right, I made a little bit of a tweak, gave more minutes because I'm still getting a ton of Bledsoe even if I drop him down to 30. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable now. And you don't think about how one extra minute to 4 different guys is going to matter until it matters.
Yeah.
All right, that I feel way more comfortable with that that distribution now. So that'll be a nice update. Okay, I think we're dead on that game, so let's move on. Utah Jazz hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. Ooh, rivalry game. Utah used to be in New Orleans, right? It used to be the
Yeah,
New
that's
Orleans
why.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Tons of jazz music in Utah.
I assume there was for a very long time.
In fact, there is probably no music in Utah.
Right.
Just a lot of AM radio. 119.75 implied total for the Jazz, 110.75 for the future Seattle Supersonics. It's pace up spot for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, 10-3 on FanDuel, 7,900 on DraftKings. So he's like one of the best plays on DK today, right?
Yeah, no question. I love that he played 20 minutes last game because that's obviously not something you expect ever really to happen, but especially against a bigger New Orleans team, whether it's Okafor or Davis starting, it's just a spot where Gobert, there's no Giannis out there for New Orleans.
Yeah. Plus, good defensive matchup, good pace up spot. 119 implied total is 4th highest on the slate. You're checking off every box that you're looking to check off.
Yeah, on FanDuel it's different because of the pricing, but
you would just rather have Jokic, I think.
Yeah. On DraftKings though, I love Gobert.
Yeah, you and me both. I love Mitchell too. 9,300 on FanDuel, 8,300 on DK. I have no problem having a bunch of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I mean, he's getting backup point guard minutes, which is valuable for him. He obviously is a very good scorer, and it's a bad individual matchup because I assume he'll see plenty of Drew Holiday, who's an excellent defender.
Yeah.
But overall, it's not a good team defensively. So I still think Mitchell finds a way to get his, whether it's through assists or scoring or both. I'm with you. I like Mitchell. I don't like him quite as much as Gobert, where Gobert is cheaper, but it's pretty close.
Here's a question for you, more holistic for basketball. So whether AD is playing or not, he's playing minimal minutes. This is not a team that's exactly like striving for greatness. Do you think that Drew is a good individual defender if he has to be like the best player on the Pelicans? Like, do you think that he is still his defensive reputation in this particular game?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's an excellent on-ball defender. I think that the team defense obviously suffers, and that makes me not like it's why I don't really care that much about individual defense for DFS.
Sure.
But I mean, as far as Drew, yes, I still think he's a very good defender.
Okay. Well, the direction I was going with that is, does he do less on defense because he has to do more on offense?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I doubt it,
okay,
but it's possible.
It just strikes me as a time where he's not necessarily giving as many fucks about individual, like locking down Donovan Mitchell right now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
It gives me like a mild more interest in Mitchell because I don't think that he's dealing with Drew Holiday in a stretch run. It's Drew Holiday looking to go to Barbados for like 4 weeks and a month and a half. YouTube chat is just going crazy.
About what?
I don't know. Maybe LeBron being the GOAT and his money and cheap shoes and LeBron building that school. They're all over the map today. Are you in for Rubio at 5,900?
Yeah, not as much as I am for Gobert or Mitchell or Favors on DraftKings. But yeah, I like Rubio. I like this whole team.
Yeah, I really like Ingles. I really like Crowder. I have not been getting the Favors love over the past couple days or getting the Favors exposure over the past couple days.
It's been fun.
5,800, 14% ownership. What am I missing?
He's averaging like 1.2 points per minute, and he's playing like 28 to 30 minutes now.
Okay, so I have him in for 25 minutes. Is that my miss?
I have 28, especially against the bigger New Orleans team.
He's
I was
played.
actually kind of scared that he was going to get the short end of the stick against Milwaukee, but
Yeah.
he played 30 plus minutes there.
So he's played 30 minutes in 3 of 9. Everything else is 25 or less. That's a really difficult way to project someone.
Yeah, it is. I'm going with the more recent because like the Dallas game was a blowout where he played 25.
So who's
I'm
been
going back.
who's been taking the haircut in these spots where he's getting more? O'Neal, I guess. Pretty easy to take
Yeah,
minutes away from him.
Deal around 20, Corver low 20s.
All right, I'm going to bump Favors up to 27.
I'm going back to check that Dallas game. My assumption is that he lost a few minutes to the blowout, but I want to double check because I just feel a lot better if like he was going to play 28 that game or something.
Yeah, I went up to 27 now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He played 20. He didn't lose minutes to the blowout. He just Crowder closed.
If I put him up to 27, I still don't get him as much as the public, so I'm not entirely uncomfortable with being light there.
Yeah, I haven't projected for like 37 DraftKings points, so I don't feel like I'm scared about how high I have him actually.
You should be.
But yeah, I mean, over his last 16 games, 382 minutes, 1.23 DraftKings points per minute.
That's exactly where I have him for FanDuel points, by the way. 1.23.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a real spot.
Yeah, either way, I'm going to have shares of 6 of these guys. And like this is probably going to be the game that gets I might have like the most exposure to Utah than any other team just because of how cheap they are. Gobert, Rubio, Ingles, Crowder, all just comically low prices on DraftKings compared to FanDuel.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I said I had 7 guys as good plays on Milwaukee. I have Gobert, Mitchell, Favors, Rubio as from good to excellent plays on DraftKings. I have Crowder as a good play. Ingles basically neutral.
Go to the Pels. So go ahead. You're about to name Thabo Sefolosha or something?
No, I was just gonna give my like daily reminder that Quinn Snyder plays his guys at home in blowouts regardless, as long as it's not like 30 minutes. As long as it's like within the realm of the game is not competitive, but we're not embarrassing the other team. He tends to leave his guys out there.
I'm gonna drop this one in here because I think we're probably gonna be on the same side. The Marino for life in YouTube chat. Anyone who thinks LBJ is the GOAT over MJ is dumb, knows nothing about basketball, period.
LeBron James would absolutely destroy Michael Jordan because he's a completely different physical player.
Yes. Yes, very much so. I don't know. Look, if you want, the only way to do this sort of stuff is comparing how these people were against the people in their own era. Every single sport, generally speaking, every single individual in all of these sports are significantly better now than they were at any time in the past. It's not like team sports are the only sports that don't evolve. Go look at the 40 times over, or the 100-meter dash times since 150 years ago. Everybody's bigger, faster, stronger now. That's just how it works. And like in 15 years, someone will be better than LeBron because they'll be better.
In 2 years, someone will be better than LeBron. His name's Giannis.
Maybe. Certainly possible. Yeah, it's LeBron, and it's not close for me any longer. This is coming from someone who experienced Michael Jordan while he was playing. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
and I live where he's from.
That's the caveat for me is I was too young for Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's blasphemy for me to talk about Michael Jordan like that. I'm like a mile as the crow flies from his high school.
Yeah.
However, yeah, LeBron is a monster, absolute physical monster. Okay, let's do it. Drew Holiday, okay. So you think Anthony Davis is out? I have him in
Sure.
for 22 minutes.
I have him out just because, like, he doesn't want to. I mean, yeah, I have him out just because I assume that use him being sick as an excuse to not play him.
I hate Anthony Davis right now.
Okay.
Ugh. Why can't everyone just agree that he should go home? I don't get it.
I don't know. Like, the league finally gave in, and then the Pels are just like, yeah, no, we're going to play him 20 minutes a night.
Yeah. Just play him in the second half then or something. Damn.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, I can't understand it. Randall, like I said, I have Anthony Davis in. I don't mind Randall on FanDuel. I don't mind Elfrid Payton. I don't really want much of the Pelicans though.
Yeah, I mean, Randall is fine for me. It's obviously not an appealing matchup, but he's just such a good player, and he's getting the minutes. So he's fine. I think the Drew is fine. Okafor, if Davis is out, it's, again, not an appealing matchup. I still don't feel confident in his minutes. He played like 23 last game, but prior to that, he had been playing, I think he played 16 the last time he started. But the price tag is just so low that there's a lot more upside than downside for him if Davis is out.
YouTube chat is just the best. 110.75 implied total for the Pelicans here.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
No. Good defense. This is a really rough spot. Nobody grades out well here for me. I just can't get here.
Drew and Randall do for me, but not like some other players.
Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything when I look at it. Anybody want to point? Check Diallo if Anthony Davis is out. Do we want to? Am I going to get that wrong again?
I mean, I have him for 22 minutes.
Yeah.
The price tag's just gotten high enough where I don't really get there.
Okay, just in case. I figured somebody would be pointing out that I didn't like him on a day where he scored 30 fantasy points and was just like 20 other guys on the slate.
What, Saturday?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, he was like 16% owned in the last final too.
Man, people are freaking out. I love it so much. Move to Sacramento. Talk about our favorite team. The Sacramento Kings hosting the New York Knicks. 121.25 implied total for the Kings. 109.75 for the Knicks. I did not expect the Kings to be 12-point favorites against anybody at any time during this league or during this year, but here we are. Good spot for the Kings in that they should win. Buddy Hield is 7,600 on FanDuel. He's 7K on DraftKings, and he is pretty clearly my favorite play on Sacramento. What do you think about Hield tonight?
Yeah, he's my second favorite play on Sacramento.
Bogdan?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that I'm way too low on his minutes.
I have him at 34, and I think that might be low.
I just gave him 33. Might still be low. I'll go with it. Yeah, Hield and Bogdan, absolutely. Some Fox, I think, is okay. Willie Cauley-Stein and Harrison Barnes, ownership on FanDuel. Are you ready for this? 22% and 21%.
I mean, I can see it, like, especially on Cauley-Stein, because center really isn't that strong today. And
if John Collins is out, there's no way that you can justify 22% Willie Cauley-Stein if Alex Len is there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would probably rather have Dwayne Dedmon.
Yeah, I have Cauley-Stein ahead of Dedmon.
I don't have a problem with Willie Cauley-Stein, but it just seems like a weird thing to prioritize.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then Harrison Barnes, I don't need 20% of him on FanDuel. That dude is the epitome of doing nothing on a basketball court.
Yeah.
28% expected ownership on Bogdan on DraftKings. Does that affect you at all?
No, I mean, I just think he's a really good play.
Oh my god, if that guy's got to be trolling. LeBron isn't in Kobe's league. Good work, good troll.
Kobe's a better shooter.
Good troll. Oh god. Is there? How do you want to land on Harry Giles? 8% on FanDuel, 6% on DK. Is there any? He's just in like the Ed Davis.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Spot, right? Okay.
Yeah, there's no way I'm paying 4,900 on FanDuel.
I agree. I'll have bits of 5 of these guys, but Buddy Hield is going to be someone that I own quite a bit of. All right, the Knicks. Do you think DeAndre? I assume you have DeAndre Jordan out. Does it matter? We got yelled at in YouTube comments for saying that we don't like the Knicks. I don't know how to project these guys. I got nothing anymore. Mitchell Robinson, I guess. He's 7,100 on FanDuel now. I can't justify that.
Yeah, I mean, I like Robinson.
Keep in mind, I also have DeAndre Jordan in, so.
Oh, well, yeah. I've Jordan out, so I like Robinson.
Is there anybody you actually want from the Knicks?
4,900 Moutier on DraftKings is nice. I do like Robinson again, assuming Jordan's out. The starting lineup here will be interesting, too, because Luke Cornett started the second half last game over Lance Thomas. If he starts here and you get like 26 minutes from him at 3,200, that's pretty appealing.
What do you have him in for? I don't even have him in the lineup.
Cornett?
Yeah.
I have him at 26 minutes.
Okay. What do you have Lance Thomas playing?
0. If Lance, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if Lance Thomas starts, I'm giving Cornett 0. But Cornett replaced Thomas in the first half yesterday, and then started the second half and played like 16 minutes or something.
I have never been less confident in projecting a team. Who do I have in? So how many minutes do you have Henry Ellenson playing?
14 or 16.
Okay, that I'm going to walk down and give those minutes to Cornett. What about Vonleh?
I have him at 25.
25. See, like, we can't even have this conversation. Noah Vonleh has played between 11 and 28 minutes in the last 3 weeks. At one point, he got 3 minutes. Like, there is no rhyme or reason here. Don't have any volume to anything in this game. But you could rotate through 10 guys. Like, I can't give Noah Vonleh 20-something minutes. But he could just as easily play 26 as he plays 16.
Right. He did play alongside Robinson some yesterday, which I think is reason for optimism.
I assume that's bad for him, though, right?
Well, I mean, it gives him more minutes.
Sure. Look, the DeAndre Jordan news will matter. If you remove him, the front court minutes can at least be solidified. Right now, since he's questionable, I have him in, so I cannot, in good conscience, recommend anybody. And I really don't want to recommend anybody, even if he's out. There's nothing to gain here. Noah Vonleh is at 16% ownership on FanDuel. I can get behind that since you can drop it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just such an appealing spot from a pace standpoint that if you guess right on a Nick, you're in pretty good shape.
That I agree with. But it's not as if they're even priced well. Like,
I mean, on DraftKings, Vonleh on FanDuel at 39.
Yeah.
Cornett at 32 on DraftKings. If he starts, becomes like I'd rather play. Or I guess he's like the same as Dirk for me.
And yet we're in a situation where there were probably 2 times in the last month where it was Luke Cornett's a really good play if he starts, and then he plays 8 minutes or something and gets removed for Lance Thomas for 20.
Yeah.
Just look, use your discretion, pay attention to the starting lineups. That should matter more.
Moutier and Smith played a bunch of time alongside each other yesterday, which I think is good for Moutier. Well, good for both of them. But
Yeah. I'm just I'm staying away. I'd rather lose.
I prefer to win.
Yeah, I would rather win. I'll just win the Thrive contest.
That's. I'll let you have that. I'll just keep taking tournaments.
Oh, that one stings. That one stings a lot. I'm done without that one. You ready to close this out?
Yeah.
Lakers and Clippers. Lakers 120.75 implied total. Clippers 116.75. Does it surprise you that the Lakers are 4-point favorites?
It does, yeah.
Okay. They have not been great lately.
Sorry.
What'd you say?
I said because they are not good, and the Clippers are.
Yeah. Lakers not great. Pace up spot. LeBron 12-4 on FanDuel, 11-2 on DK, 54 on Yahoo. LeBron or Giannis?
LeBron.
Yeah.
It's just hard. I mean, you're talking probably like 6 more minutes. He's not the per minute guy that Giannis is. It's a favorable spot for both of them for different reasons. But yeah, I mean, it's just you kind of if you're talking about like cash games or just median projections, you just have to take those minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I have him in for 38. He could easily play 40. I just have a hard time projecting LeBron for 40, or it's going to break everything that I do.
Right.
It's just the safety of LeBron feels a lot better. I like a lot of this Lakers team, and by a lot I mean 4 of them. LeBron, Ingram, Kuzma, Rondo.
Yeah,
if Rondo's starting.
What'd you say?
I said if Rondo starts.
Right. Yeah.
I will have a lot of all 4 of those guys. I mean, I don't really have much interest otherwise. JaVale, I guess, is in conversations, but it's not really the best JaVale spot.
How many minutes do you have Rondo at?
32.
So do we think that JaVale starts over Bullock?
Do we think that JaVale starts?
I mean, he started the second half last game.
Maybe. Probably.
Because he does. I like him.
Yeah, if JaVale is starting, I like JaVale.
Like he's a top player on the slate if he's starting.
I can't make that assumption, so I don't have him in as if he is. But if we get the news that JaVale is starting, then he takes a minutes bump. Reggie Bullock takes a bit of a minutes haircut, and JaVale becomes a really nice punt play.
Yeah, it's tough because, like, why would you go out and get Bullock if you're just not going to start him?
I mean, we got a bunch of questions here about the Lakers roster construction if you really want to go down that road.
Yeah, why did they go out and get Lance Stevenson? And
they traded their best center to get Mike Muscala,
who they don't play. Yeah.
So I don't exactly trust what they're doing here.
Yeah. So it's obviously something to pay attention to. If you can give McGee even 22 minutes, he is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'll easily get to 20 if they name him the starter. Would you rather have JaVale or Alex Len on FanDuel if they name JaVale the starter?
JaVale.
Okay.
The spot's just better.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's as good, if not better, on a per minute basis, and he's just in a much better spot.
Yeah, keep an eye on this. We won't have that starting line. So how would you manage this heading into lock? Because we will likely not know.
I think I'm going to give JaVale like 20 minutes because if he doesn't start, I assume he plays like 14 to 16. If he does start, I assume he plays like 20 to 26. But there are enough ways where if he doesn't start, he still somehow gets to 20 minutes, where I feel like projecting 20 gets him in the lineups. And it's kind of a spot where if he doesn't start, he can still backdoor it. And if he does start, then great.
I'm giving him 21 right now. And that puts him on my radar.
How many did I already ask you how many minutes you had for Rondo?
32.
Okay, that's what I did too.
Yeah.
Which again, I hate doing that because it feels like normally he's going to play more, but his price tag's still so cheap that I'm going to get plenty of Rondo at 32 minutes, and there is at least some risk because we don't really know what the hell the Lakers are doing.
Clippers side. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably the guy we need to start with, unless you have more Lakers.
I was going to say I also like Ingram and Kuzma.
Oh, yeah, I thought we just... I guess that was probably just me. Yeah, I like Ingram. Who do you like more?
Kuzma.
Okay.
By a fraction.
Okay. I'd rather have Kuzma on FanDuel and Ingram on DraftKings. Rank the Lakers. People will like that. Rank those 5 Lakers.
Okay, so assuming, and again, this is with McGee at 20 minutes, Rondo at 22, and factoring in their price. LeBron, McGee, Rondo, Kuz, Ingram.
Okay. Ingram, Rondo, LeBron, Kuzma, JaVale for right now.
How do you have Ingram projected for?
40
minutes?
38. At first I was like, of course not. And then I was like, oh, that's actually legitimate. 39.9 fantasy points.
Okay.
Too many?
I'm at 36.
Okay. No, that'll do it. 39 for me would be like, you would normally have him at like 46. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Brandon Ingram fan here. Clippers. 7,200 for Montrezl Harrell on FanDuel. I am very much a part of. 6,300 on DK. I'm in there as well. No problem going to Harrell. What about you?
I agree. I have him for 29 minutes. I think it's a good spot. No issues whatsoever with him.
Okay. Lou Will, 74 and 68.
Love it.
Yeah, my dude. I'll have some Gallo, but let's talk Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 4,300 on FanDuel. 30% expected ownership, tied for the top. I get it, I guess. Getting minutes now?
Maybe? Yeah, I'm torn on how to feel about it because on one hand, like there were games recently where it seemed like he was trending for more minutes, and then something weird happened where he wouldn't get his final run. And then the last couple of games, he played 32 minutes. He played 28 yesterday and would have played more had the game not blown out. So I have him projected for 30 minutes. It's just that it's kind of scary because there's nothing really that's changed, and we've seen his minutes kind of come and go this season, but the price tag's still cheap enough where I don't think that we're taking a huge risk by rostering him.
Okay. What else we got? That's probably it. If you get shares of Beverly or Zubats, I think it's okay. It's just not a priority.
Right. And obviously don't play Zubats with Harrell.
Yes, that's for sure. What's your favorite thing in this game?
LeBron.
Besides LeBron.
JaVale, potentially. If not JaVale, then I guess Rondo and Williams.
Okay. Look at us. 7-gamer in and out in an hour and 13 minutes. West Coast Adam's good at this.
Yeah, I wake up early. God, I can't wait to go to sleep.
We're being told to not sleep on Josh Hart. I'm going to go dead asleep on Josh Hart.
Well, he's now starting over Rondo.
Wait. Oh, that's because I said that. I thought
Saturansky. Yeah.
You said that like you just saw that news come by, and I was just like, what is happening? What team is this?
No, that was the Saturansky rule.
I am not wearing a Boca Juniors jersey. I'm wearing a Tim Hardaway Senior Warriors jersey shirt. So, a little bit different.
No, Baron Davis was at the final.
Really?
Yeah.
Like he qualified?
No, he was there.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I didn't go hang out because I was more focused on getting drunk and forgetting about Jokic. But
sure. We had Ray Lewis when I was there for Alex.
Nice.
Got 2 guys known for slightly different things. I assume Baron Davis was not an accessory to murder, at least.
No, I don't believe so. He doesn't seem like he has that kind of disposition.
No. BD was awesome. All right, you ready to thrive?
Yeah.
Thrive Fantasy, everybody. bit.ly/Awesemo. You're looking to sign up. 10 on 10, 20 on 100, 50 on 200. Let's take a look at our favorite props for the day. Alrighty. First one up. Oh, okay, I'll do it to you. Nikola Jokic.
Over under 6 fouls.
Nikola Jokic, 105 points for the over. Is always nice. Points plus rebounds plus assists, 40.5. Where do you land on Nikola Jokic tonight?
I'm going to be slower on this today because I don't have my second monitor hooked up. I have him at 43.5.
Yeah, so we're both smashing the over here.
Yeah.
As I expected. One down. Devin Booker. Also points plus rebounds plus assists. You only get 95 for the over. It's 30.5. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I have him projected for 25.5 actual points.
So do I.
At 37.1.
37.9. Booker's probably my favorite prop so far.
Yeah. We've done 2, but yes.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Points. 21.5. You get 95 for the over. This is a stay away.
It was 21.5?
Yeah.
I have 23.7.
I have 22.5, so this one's a stay away.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Somebody said Adam is feisty today.
I'm not a morning person.
So Adam from Thrive is here in YouTube chat. Anybody who signs up to Thrive Fantasy today with the promo code AWESEMO, you get a $5 credit. So free $5. Sign up. Thanks, Adam, by the way. Dope. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Even action on both sides. Oh, got it. Points plus assists, 36.5. And didn't see this coming.
Yeah, I'm shocked I have the under.
Yeah, and like not particularly close.
Yeah, I have like 34.8.
Yeah, 33.5. Interesting. I would have never, if you just like asked me to like guess those as I was working my way through it, I never think that I'm that far under.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I'm close enough where I probably wouldn't play it,
right,
but I would definitely be on the under.
Yeah. Are you looking at them?
Yeah.
Give me one.
I mean, you already know which one I'm doing. Don't you?
Luka rebounds?
Yeah.
Okay. Luka Doncic rebounds, 110 points for the over. The line is 7.5. I thought I had it at exactly 7.5, but it turns out that was assists. I've got it at 8.7, so I'm clearly smashing the over.
Yeah, 8.9 for me.
Okay. Yeah. Are there any others that we think are interesting?
Yeah, I'll say that one wasn't that interesting. I just had to do Luka.
Oh, of course. I understand.
Dwayne Wade points plus rebounds against the Hawks is an interesting one.
I didn't even see that one. That's how easily I ignore anything Dwayne Wade does. I do like that I can type Dwayne Wade without it being an issue, even though he spells it ridiculously. 95 for the over, points plus rebounds. I've got 19.4. It would probably one of my last props in, if I had to guess.
I have 22.6, so.
Damn. Team Dwayne Wade, apparently.
Yeah.
You can trade jerseys with him, too?
That's assuming Whiteside's out, so I have his rates a little higher.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, I think we are done. We will have the deep dive out from Laffy in the early afternoon. deeper dive from 5:30 to 6:30. We're starting a little bit late today because lock is at 7:30. Then myself and Fast Eddie Fear going from 6:30 to 7:30. The wife has book club tonight, so I don't have to rush down to get any dinner. So we can play Daddy Likes and hang out and do all the fun stuff right after lock. Adam, you got anything else?
Nope.
What's on the agenda for you today? What are you going to do? You going to go ride trolley cars and shit around San Francisco? Mail me some weed?
Can I go back to sleep, finish lineups, and then probably like go bar hopping?
There you go. You have to let me know where you're at. This is obviously an more of an off-camera discussion, but got a couple eateries and bars and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in Fisherman's Wharf, so.
Wharf. Sorry, that was probably really loud in everybody's ears. It's a Doug Benson bit. I'm gonna have to watch that. There's a really in the Embarcadero. There's a really annoying coffee shop with a girl that will yell out your name when you. And she could have just been working. She's probably like 20. She yells out your name when your coffee order is up. So I ordered a coffee, and I'm just standing there, and she's just like, Josh. So annoying. Everybody's name, everybody's tone, increasing in volume from start to finish. I've never heard anything. My wife and I heard it and immediately looked at each other and we're like, we should kill her. On that note, now I'm threatening murder. I don't mean that. I'm sure she's a nice girl that needs coffee money. We're gonna get out of here. Best of luck, everybody. We'll talk to you later.